Okay, in this video we will see how do we estimate the differential amplifier active loads gain, that is differential gain. So this is a differential amplifier with active load with M3 and M4 acting like the active load, which is in the current mirror configuration. M1 and M2 are the transistors where we are going to give the input voltage. I use the tail current. Of course, we have the supply voltages VDD and minus VSS. So this is the point where we get the single-ended output voltage, and this is the block diagram of the differential amplifier indicating two differential inputs and a single-ended output. So we are looking at what is the differential gain of the amplifier. What is AD? Of course, you have only a single-ended measurement. So this is gain of the differential amplifier with single-ended measurement with the differential input. So we are looking at what is V0 by VID. So where we can either apply a balanced input voltage. So in the sense, so I can apply the input voltage which is here VID by 2, and this can be minus VID by 2, so that you have a balanced symmetric input voltage which is differential in nature. That will be given by capital GM into R out, where capital GM is the short circuited transconductance of this amplifier. So how do we estimate this short circuited transconductance is for the same differential amplifier? So that's what we discussed in one of the video. So we are having a VID being applied between V in 1 and V in 2. Then we have grounded this. We were able to actually find out what is I0 by VID, so which happens to be capital GM, and it was found that this is equal to the transconductance of the MOSFET itself, provided the transistors that is M3 and M4 are matched, which will result in GM3 is equal to GM4. With this assumption, as well as assuming that GM1 is equal to GM2 is equal to GM, we could able to get the short circuited transconductance of this differential amplifier with this particular circuit will be given by equal to GM itself. Next, we are supposed to find what is the R out of the same differential amplifier. So as we know that R out can be found by considering the block diagram. So this is my diff amp. In this diff amp, okay, we know that we are supposed to ground the two input voltages, that is V in 1 and V in 2 are grounded. You can see they are grounded at the output V0 point. So you are applying a dummy source, that is Vx is applied, and we are trying to find out what is Ix. So Vx by Ix happens to be the value of R out, the output resistance. So what we have to do in this particular amplifier circuit is we need to apply dummy source Vx, and we need to ground the two inputs, and then we need to analyze what is the value of R out is. Let us consider the case of how do we find out the R out, so that since we know the value of GM, if we find R out, we can able to certainly estimate what is the gain of this differential amplifier with the active load with differential input. So let us go with that. So we have a differential amplifier with input grounded here, and of course we will have this is again grounded. Okay, this is, I'm just writing the complete circuit, and then we'll write the small signal equivalent model. Okay, this is PMOS and this is VDD, and we have these NMOS transistors. This is where I will apply a dummy source. So I'm looking at what is Ix is. So R out, which you actually look from here, is actually R out can be found by measuring, by knowing what is the value of Ix for the applied Vx. So this is again M1, M2, M3, M4, the way how it is explained there. So let us try to write its AC equivalent. So in the AC equivalent, let us try to put all the resistors associated with these MOSFETs, that is the R0 resistors, because of the channel length modulation. Since we are considering the AC equivalent circuit, we will be grounding all the DCs and we will go to open circuit the transistor, sorry, the current source. So I will, this is so we will have plus minus, this is Vx. Let me ground this, let me ground this also. I know that I will have, this is R01 because this is named as M1, this is R02, this is named as M2, is again NMOS. I will have a current mirror, this is PMOS, this is also PMOS, and I will have a resistor R03 because this is M3, and I'll have another resistor R04, this is M4. This is what we are considering it as Ix. Let us try to write the currents we have. Of course, you know that okay, when you are having of course when we are considering this as ground, okay, we're going to have the AC analysis of this will be, it will be like a virtual ground point. So what I'll do now, so let us assume a current of okay, let me just write it over here, let me just put it over here. Okay, if you assume a current of I that is flowing here, so if the I is flowing here, the same I will going to flow here also. This is a current I that is flowing, the same current will flow here also, because there is no way other, okay, there is no way other than this way the I has to go. This is the small signal current and the same will go here. Now if you can see here, this is the R03 value and this is M3. If you can actually see, since it is drain and gates are shorted, the resistance seen at this point is actually 1 over GM3. So when this current has got now two paths, either it can go through R03 or it can go through this 1 over GM3, because effective resistance of this will be 1 over GM3. So naturally this current will certainly choose this path to, okay, this is the path, okay, how the current will flow. Since I is flowing in this direction, this current will be mirrored in the same direction with the same magnitude as I, because we are assuming that dimension of M3 is equal to M4, meaning W by L of 3 is equal to W by L of 4, meaning whatever current that is flowing in this what is that current control, voltage controlled current source, the same current is going to flow here also. So that's why whatever current that we have assumed here as I flowing here, the same current will flow here, the same current will flow again here, and now there is no current flowing here, there is no current flowing here, because current will always choose a lesser resistance path, because here this is R03, which will be a fairly high resistance compared to 1 over GM3. So that's why the entire current will flow here. Now since this is acting like a current mirror, if some current is flowing through this transistor in this direction I, the same amount of current will flow through this M4 voltage controlled current source, because we are assuming M3 and M4 are perfectly matched in terms of dimension and all other parameters. Now since we have the same current flowing here, of course I will write this also as AC ground. Now I can write at this point a KCL expression. So at node A, if you write KCL, the current entering is Ix. This is one current that is entering. The current that is leaving is, so one is this current which is equal to I. The other current is this I and one more current. If you can see here, this is the current which is entering the node. So there is one current which is leaving this node, and there is one more current. Of course, now you can see there are two branches. It is a current of IR04 and I. So IX, sorry, oh, sorry for that. Okay, this is, and I missed out. Okay, let us just recollect the thing. Suppose if you have missed out some of the points, let me just check out. Okay, we might have missed out some of the values. Now you can see we have considered a current of Ix flowing in this direction. This is the current that we are looking at. We have to find out what is Vx by Ix, which happens to be R out. So to find out that, let us assume that a current of I is flowing in this direction. Let us name that current which is going into M2 is I, because this current has to go here, the same magnitude of current, and the same current will flow here also. And this current has got two different paths. Either it can go here or go here. Somebody may argue that, okay, can the current go here? Current cannot go here because there is an open circuit on either side, because this is insulator. There cannot be any current flowing here. This current I will certainly choose this 1 over GM3 path. And then since it's a current mirror, the same current will flow in this direction with the same magnitude, because we have assumed WL of 3 is equal to WL of 4. So this is that current. So upon knowing what are the current that are there in this node, that is at node A, Ix is the current that is entering, and there is one current which is leaving this node downwards, and there is one current which is going up, which is I. There is one more current which is going again in the up direction, that is towards the ground, which is given by IR04. So these are the currents that what we are looking at. So now I can write it as Ix is equal to 2 times I plus IR04. So once we know what is the expression for Ix, which is in terms of 2 times the I plus IR04. Let us try to identify what is this value of I and what is the value of IR04. Suppose if you clearly see this IR04, IR04, you can see one end of R04 is connected to ground, the other end of R04 is connected to Vx. You can see here, this is R04, this is R04. You can see this end is connected to here. So can we write this IR04 as equal to Vx divided by R04? This is the expression for IR04. That is, current flowing through R04 resistor is given by Vx by R04. So now we are left out with finding what is I is. What is the value of I? So to find the value of I, so let me just assume, okay, what I'll do is I will try to find out what is the resistance that is seen here. So let me say it as R02. Since I know what is the voltage Vx, we are assuming a current of I. So if I know what is R02, because I know the value of Vx, so Vx by R02 is nothing but my I value. Because I want to know what is the value of I, to find the value of I, if you know what is R02, that is looking down here, then I can predict, because I know the value of Vx, I know the value of Vx which is being applied. If I can find this value of R02, then I can easily find out I. If I find out I, then I can find what is Ix is. If I find Ix, then I can know what is R out is. Because what is R out? R out is nothing but Vx by Ix. So let us try to find out what is R02 is. So R02, as it is indicated, it is the resistance seen downwards from the drain of your M2. So let us try to rewrite that circuit. What I'll do is I'll just rewrite that circuit of finding out the R out 2. So let us carefully write it. It is not difficult to estimate the value of R 02. This is now grounded. this is also grounded, this is NMOS, this is also NMOS, this is now PMOS transistors, and I have this is connected to so now this is my plus minus Vx, and this is R02 because this is my M2, this is R01, this is M1, and this is now of course you have R03 because this is M3, this is M4, and you have R04. I am looking at what is the resistance looking down here. This I'll call it as R02. So why we require R02 is this is Ix, so I can I can know what is the value of okay, because I'm interested in knowing the value of I. Because why I should know the value of I is because Ix was given by 2 times I plus IR not 4. We could able to get the expression for IR not 4. Since I want to know the value of I, which is equal to Vx by R not 2. Vx by R not 2. So now if I try to find what is the resistance seen at this point, so can we estimate what is the resistance seen towards this point? So if I say it as R not 3, suppose if you say this is R not 3, if you can carefully notice this is AC grounded, this is AC grounded. When this is AC grounded and if this gate and drain are shorted, this is gate, this is drain, if it is shorted, we know that in case of a MOSFET, where you have assume that this is a what is that? So let me say this as okay PMOS transistor. If you ground this and if you AC ground this, if you are looking from the drain of it, if you are looking from the drain of the MOSFET, since it is gate and drain are shorted, the resistance will be given by 1 over Gm paired with R0, 1 over Gm paired with R0. So I can write with the same analysis R03, R03 is equal to 1 over Gm3 paired with R03. We also know that R03 will be pretty high compared to 1 over Gm3. I can approximately write R03 is approximately equal to 1 over Gm3 because the value of R03 is so high that I can neglect the value of R03 because it is coming in parallel with that. So looking at this point, it is now R03. Now let us try to find out what is the resistance looking up here. Let me say this as R01. R01. So can we just think of a situation where you can see here, since this resistance is 1 over Gm3, so do we have a situation where you're trying to, this is AC grounded and this is 1 over Gm3, which is exactly the R03 of it, and you have this transistor which is grounded here, and this is M1, this is your R01. You are trying to find out what is the resistance looking towards the source of this, whose resistance we are looking at as R01. So is it not a case where you are looking towards the source with drain connected with 1 over Gm3, with drain connected with 1 over Gm3? So we know that, let us try to recollect. So whenever you have something like this here, so this is what we discussed during the earlier classes. Suppose if you have a source, if the drain is AC grounded, if you are looking towards the source, the resistance, even though if you have your R0, what is the resistance looking towards the source? It is 1 over Gm parallel with R0, 1 over Gm parallel with R0. Suppose if you have a condition, in which to the drain you have connected some Rx, this is AC grounded, and this is again assume that you have R0 here, and if you again look towards, this is again AC grounded, if you are looking towards the source, the resistance is now given by 1 over Gm parallel with R0 plus of Rx divided by 1 plus Gm into R0, meaning the resistance that is there connected to drain when you are, of course this is connected again AC ground, when you are looking from the source, this resistance at this point will be seen as a resistance which is lesser by 1 plus Gm into R0 times. Of course now it is 1 over Gm parallel with R0 plus Rx divided by so and so. Now, do we have a similar type of situation here in this case? You can see now, effectively what you are seeing this as is equal to 1 over Gm3. Is this connected to this drain? Is it similar to this one? It is similar to this. Now, of course, this is AC grounded. Now, if I look from this here source, is this R01, is it not equal to 1 over Gm1 parallel with R01 plus the resistance that is there connected to drain is 1 over Gm3 divided by 1 plus Gm1 R0. This is the resistance looking from the source of it, because to the drain I have connected an effective resistance of 1 over Gm3. Since the value of 1 over Gm3 is already less, if you divide this by a large gain of 1 plus Gm into R0, this is almost close to 0. This is almost close to 0. You can certainly neglect it. So I can neglect this value because you are dividing a smaller quantity by a higher gain, because this is intrinsic gain. This is intrinsic gain. So you can as well neglect this. You can as well neglect this. Then comes 1 over Gm1 in parallel with R0. Again, we know that 1 over Gm1 is in terms of ohms, whereas this R01 is in terms of hundreds of kilo ohms. So I can now write R01 as approximately equal to 1 over Gm1. So what is the purpose of finding this R01? Because I am looking at what is R02 is. Because what is this R02? This R02 is nothing but the resistance looking from the drain with source connected with R01. With source connected with R01. Since I want to know the value of R01, we actually found out what is R03 and then R01. This R01 will be connected to the source of it. I will look from the drain side. Meaning, now I am having a situation for your M2. This is AC grounded. This is AC grounded. I have this is now R01. You can see this is M2. So I have a resistor which is R0. Just a minute. This is R02. I'm just trying to write this part of the circuit separately, so that when I look from here, which is R02, which is at the drain of your M2 transistor, we'll see the source is connected with R0, R01 now. R01, what is the value of R01? It is approximately equal to 1 over Gm1. So if you can carefully notice this, now we have a situation where you are looking towards the drain with source connected with R01. So it is like a situation. So we know that in general case, if this is AC grounded, if this is also AC grounded, if you look from the drain, the resistance is R0. Now we consider a case where you have connected some RS here. This is again AC grounded, and this is NMOS. If you look from the drain, what is the resistance? It is R0 plus RS into the intrinsic gain, Gm into R0. Of course, since Gm into R0 is very high, you can certainly neglect this one. You can write it as R0 plus RS into Gm into R0. Can you see, are these two situations exactly same? They are exactly similar. Instead of RS, I have 1 over Gm1. Of course, now I can write R02 as equal to, so is it not small r naught 2 plus the resistance of this, which is nothing but 1 over gm1 multiplied by 1 plus gm2 into r naught 2. Now you can certainly neglect this 1 compared to gm2 into r naught 2. Can I now write r naught 2 is equal to, that is capital R naught 2 is nothing but R naught 2 plus GM2 by GM1 into R naught. This is the expression for your R naught 2, which is the output resistance seen from this point with all the circuitry connected to this. Now, if we assume that M1 is matched with M2, if M1 is matched with M2, I will write GM1 is equal to GM2. So then these two will cancel out, so ultimately I can write R naught 2 as equal to, because ultimately I can write R naught 2 as equal to small r naught 2 plus another r naught 2, which is nothing but 2 times r naught. This is the resistance looking down here, So why we are doing all these things? We are doing all these things to find the R out of this. So we are supposed to find what is R out of this, for which of course how did we actually started? We want to know, okay, let me rewrite this. Okay, here we are now. So I'm looking at this now. So what is that we are looking at? We are looking at Vx by Ix, So let me rewrite that. So there's no harm in again rewriting the circuit. So this is the circuit what I have now. This is minus VSS, this is plus VDD, so this is grounded, this is also grounded. NMOS, you have gates shorted. This is current mirror load, this is connected with dummy source Vx, this is PMOS, I have resistor here, I have a resistor here. So we were looking at what is Ix, which is equal to, there is one I here, there is one more I, which is of course the same I flows here in this direction, the I flows here, the same I will flow here, that's why it's the same direction. This is IR not 4, of course when you consider the AC ground. So we are looking at R out is equal to Vx by Ix, so that I can write Ix, which is the current entering, is equal to current leaving, which is I plus IR naught 4, which is equal to 2 times I plus IR naught 4. We know what is IR naught 4 is, so IR naught 4 is nothing but it is 2 times. We actually found what is the value of I now. Actually, okay, let us try to know what is the value of I. I is nothing but Vx by R naught 2, and IR naught 4 is Vx by small r naught. We know this, so we were actually trying to find what is this R naught 2 that is looking down here. What is the resistance R naught 2? It was found that R naught 2 is equal to 2 times R naught, small r naught 2. So that now I can write, now I can substitute the value of I as equal to Vx by 2 R naught, IR naught 4 as Vx by R naught 4. So let us substitute these values onto this. I can write Ix is equal to 2 into, what is I? It is Vx by 2, of course this is 2R naught 2, 2R naught 2 plus Vx by R naught 4. So then this 2 will go with this, so I can write Ix by Vx as equal to, of course you can Ix is equal to, you can take out Vx outside, it is 1 over R naught 2 plus 1 over R naught 4, 1 over R naught 2 plus 1 over R naught 4. Now what we are interested in is So it is now Ix by Vx, which is equal to 1 over R02 plus 1 over R04. But what is R out? What is R out? R out is actually is equal to Vx by Ix. Vx by Ix. So which is nothing but the inverse of this, which is now 1 over R02 plus 1 over R04 inverse. This is nothing but R02 in parallel with R04. So R out expression for this particular configuration with inputs grounded is given by R02 resistance in parallel with R04. So the resistance looking towards this point, which is equal to R out, is equal to the resistance R04 in parallel with resistance R02. So now we know the value of R out. We know the value of capital GM, which is equal to small gm. Of course, we know that this R out is equal to R02 in parallel with R04, provided GM1 is equal to GM2. So that's what, since GM1 is equal to GM2, I could able to cancel it out. Otherwise, if GM1 GM2s are different, so whatever ratio that comes, okay, that will be the value of R02. So now you can see, now it is, since of course with GM1 is equal to GM2. Now since we know the value of R out and the value of GM, I can estimate the value of the voltage gain of this differential amplifier for a differential input is given by capital GM into R out, which is equal to small gm into R out, which is nothing but R02 in parallel with R04. This is the expression for differential gain of a differential amplifier with active load. So this is what we found out. So we are trying to look out what is this differential gain with single ended, which is obviously here. So which is nothing but V0 by VID, which is now equal to capital G into R out, which is found out to be small gm into R02 parallel with R04. This is the gain of differential amplifier with active. So this way we can able to find out what is the output resistance of this by grounding the two inputs and then trying to identify the current that is flowing here. So and then once we write the nodal equation, we are trying to estimate what is the magnitude of this I, for which we have actually considered what are the resistance looking towards the drain and towards the source, with the source of the drain connected with some effective resistance. It was found that R02 looking down here is actually equal to 2 times small R02, and by knowing all those parameters we could able to finally get the value of R out of the transistor, which is equal to R02 in parallel with R04. So once we know the value of R out of this MOSFET, since we already know what is the short circuited transconductance of the circuit, so which is equal to GM, so we can able to write the expression for differential gain of the amplifier, of course, which you can write it as ADS is equal to GM into R02 in parallel with R04. In the next video we'll see how do we find out the gain of a differential input, a common input, because what we found is the differential input. We're going to find it out for the common input. So once we can find what is AC of S, which is again single ended, so once you know ACS and if you know what is ADS, you can certainly find out what is CMRR of a differential amplifier with active load, that is current mirror.